If you're looking at adventure and touring kit and you want something that covers a big temperature range without jumping straight into premium laminate pricing, then you'll love this. It's the brand new Dainese Gullfoss D-Dry. This is a modular rally style jacket and trouser setup built for all season use. It's based around a removable waterproof membrane, a removable thermal liner, and some genuinely massive venting. The whole concept here is versatility. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jamie from Moto Central. We stock this kit, we fit it on real riders, and we hear the feedback that doesn't always show up on spec sheets. So in this video, we're going to break down how the Gullfoss is built, how the layers actually work in the real world, and how it feels on the bike, and who it really makes sense for. Let's get the big buying decision out of the way early. The Gullfoss is not a laminated jacket. It uses Dainese's D-Dry waterproof membrane, but it's removable and packable. That gives you flexibility and serious airflow potential. The trade-off is simple. With laminate, you're always waterproof and you just open the vents when you need airflow. With a removable membrane, you get better venting potential and more layering options. But you do need to think ahead a little bit if the rain is coming. Dainese have gone a step further because the D-Dry membrane can be worn either over the jacket or inside it using hook and loop fastenings. The trousers follow the same idea. On paper, that's brilliant for touring because you can adapt the kit to the day instead of committing to one setup. In reality, it's slightly more involved than a simple zip-in liner system, and that matters when you're living with it. In terms of safety, the jacket is EN 17092 AA certified, which is exactly where you want quality touring and adventure textile to sit. You get Pro Armour Level 2 protectors in the shoulders and elbows as standard. If you've handled Dainese Pro Armour before, you know it's structured and ventilated. It's not floppy like some of the gel-styled armour, and it's not a traditional hard plastic cup either. From our fitting experience, Dainese armour can feel a bit more rigid than something like D3O when it's brand new. That doesn't mean it's worse, it's just a different feel. It tends to soften slightly as it warms up and beds in, but if you're used to a very soft armour, you will definitely notice it. You've got pockets for Pro Armour chest pieces, back protectors in G1 and G2 sizing, and wave back protector options too. And importantly, it's designed to be worn over the smart airbag system. The connection points are obvious and it feels engineered with airbag use in mind rather than added as an afterthought. Venting is one of the standout features. The chest vents are large and direct air around the shoulders, and Dainese use a channel system to pull the air through and exhaust it out of the back. The sleeves use double slider vents aimed at standing riding, which tells you exactly who this is built for. Adventure riders who want to move around on the bike. Our honest first impressions was that the vents are genuinely impressive, but not necessarily something that you'll constantly adjust while riding. They work and they move serious air, but with gloves on, you may find it easier to stop and adjust them properly rather than doing it neatly on the move. So the airflow is a genuine strength, just not a micro adjustment system while rolling. Because this is modular, you've effectively got three setups. In warm weather, you can run the outer shell only, remove the waterproof membrane and the thermal liner and open the vents for maximum airflow. In wet but milder conditions, you add the D-Dry membrane either over or inside the jacket depending on your preference. In cold and wet weather, you run the full system with both the waterproof membrane and the thermal liner installed. The thermal liner can be worn separately off the bike, which is genuinely useful. The waterproof membrane is packable and there is a rear cargo pocket designated to store it. The one thing to be aware of is that the three-layer arrangement can feel slightly fiddly to put on. The liners are anchored at only a few points, so compared to simpler zipping systems, it can feel a bit of a faff when you're trying to get ready quickly. Fit-wise, this is clearly aimed at upright riding positions, adventure bikes, tourers, commuting. Comfort over aggressive sports posture. Dainese sizing is typically consistent, but they do tend to run slightly longer in the arms, and that's also the case here. Adjustability is fantastic. The bicep and forearm adjustments are unprecedented, which makes them easy to use. The waist adjuster we found was a bit stiff out of the box, but it did loosen with use. The collar has a double button and hook system, so you can hold it open or closed and fine-tune the fit. One note from fitting is that if you've got broader shoulders and you're standing upright, the Armour can cut in slightly. On the bike, in riding position, it tends to settle properly. Off the bike, you notice it more. Storage is touring focused. You've got multiple outer pockets, a large rear cargo pocket that also stores the waterproof membrane, and one internal waterproof pocket. That's the only real limitation here. For some riders, one internal waterproof pocket is fine. For others, especially tourers carrying a phone and documents separately, they may wish there were two. The trousers follow the same philosophy. They're EN 17092 AA certified and built for all season versatility. You've got the removable D-Dry waterproof membrane, wearable over or inside, plus a removable thermal liner. Thigh vents for warm weather, two outer pockets, waist and calf adjustment, a zip connection to the jacket, and a cut designed to work over touring and adventure boots. Protection wise, you get Pro Armour adjustable level 2 Type B knee protectors and Pro Shape 2 hip protectors. So the specification is strong for this category. From wearing them, a few details stand out. The waterproof liner can pull through slightly when stepping into the trousers, which just means you may need to adjust it before setting off. The vent structures on both the jacket and trousers can feel slightly bulky in certain positions. That's the trade-off of large vent systems that need structure to hold shape. And the trouser clasps can feel slightly awkward at first. It may loosen over time, but initially it's not the slickest fastening system. There's also a ladies version available, but the UK distributor doesn't currently bring that in. So if you're specifically looking for the women's cut in the UK, availability can be a bit of an issue at the moment, rather than the product not actually existing. If you're a touring or adventure rider who wants one setup to cover most of the year and you're comfortable with a modular system, this makes a lot of sense. It works well for mixed weather riding, commuting where you want proper protection and flexibility, riders who value serious ventilation but want AA certification and level 2 armour, and riders considering airbags because smart air compatibility is built into the design. If you want permanent waterproofing with zero planning, a laminated option may suit you better. Modular systems reward riders who are organised with layers, and if you're very sensitive to bulk around vents and liners, it's worth trying on because this is structured and purposeful rather than minimal. So where does the Dainese Gullfoss D-Dry sit overall? It's a versatile AA all-season adventure and touring setup that leans into modularity rather than laminate. You get level 2 armour included, serious venting with proper airflow concept, removable waterproof and thermal layers that can be worn independently, and smart air compatibility that feels well thought out. The things to be aware of are that the large vents aren't the easiest to adjust neatly while riding. The 3-layer system can feel slightly fiddly to put on. Dainese armour feels more structured than D30 when new. The trouser clasps can be awkward at first, the vent structures add some bulk, and there's only one internal waterproof pocket. But if you like the idea of adapting your kit depending on the day rather than committing to one fixed setup, the Gullfoss is a very solid option. As always, I'm Jamie from Moto Central. Links to the jacket, trousers and protection upgrades will be in the description and comments. Ride safe and we'll see you in the next one.